Have a question, raise your hand. Cheryl will bring you the microphone. As you've heard me say before, everyone understands the rider's answers a lot better if you've all heard the questions. But sitting in third place with the score today of 45.7 from Canada, Shandis McDonald. Congratulations. At the far end, someone who has sat at this head table before over the years, including on Sunday afternoon, Olympic veteran for the United States with the score of 44.2, Becky Holder. And in the center, our leader, someone who really is an all-time legend in our sport, six-time Olympic veteran, representing New Zealand, a score today of 40.8, Andrew Nicholson. So with that, we will take the first question. Oh, you guys are getting off easy. Okay, come on. I knew Kim or Nancy. I was looking to you two. So, Cheryl, to Kim, please.
Shandis, tell us about your horse, please. How he is to ride, how he is around the barn, and that type of thing.
He's an amazing horse. He's owned by Jorge and Amanda Bernhard, who are great friends and owners. And he is an Irish horse. He's a very big horse. If you see him, he's about 18 hands. But just such a good mind, good attitude, and pleasure to ride. I've had him just over 2 years.
Up front, Nancy.
Since you're leading the way, Andrew, I just had to ask this. Are you thinking at all about the Grand Slam?
Well, I come out here with that in mind, but at the moment I'm just concentrating on trying to win this one first, and we'll worry about next week after this week.
Next. Sandy.
Could you just talk a little bit about your rides today?
Go ahead, Shandis.
Well, it's my first time here, and I've been wanting to come here for so long, and it's really exciting to be here. And I was just so happy that my horse was steady in the ring. You know, it's a big atmosphere, the biggest we've ever been in. So I was just happy that he was settled and relaxed and willing and did his job. And a lot of great help from our new coach, Clayton Fredericks, and that we were able to put what we've been working on and do it in the ring.
Oh, it's not my first time here, but I'm still excited to be here, and it's always an amazing feeling to ride down that ramp into the Rolex arena. There's no more amazing fans in the world than here at Kentucky, and it's a great feeling to be in there. And it was really nice to have Teddy today, my horse, be nice and calm and relaxed in the ring and put the test forward that I know that he has in him. And I'm just really grateful to my owners, for Phil and Melissa Town and my husband Tom Holder, for all their support up to this point, and happy that he was able to produce today.
Like they just said, it's a great arena to ride in here, and you know, when you go down the ramp and into the main arena, it gives you that bit of buzz that you know you're at somewhere big. And you know, Calico Joe, he did 3 4-star events last year. I think he's only 11 years old, but he had quite an intense year last year, and it's showed today because he felt like he was very cool when he went down the ramp. Stayed very cool around the outside of the arena and let me ride him. You know, he pretty much gave me 100% in the whole test. I felt I perhaps let him down a little bit, but a couple of times, but I'm quite sure, gave me 100% all the way through, and it's just a great arena to ride in.
Cheryl, up here.
Jimmy Wolford said of Campfire Me that he was a worthy successor to Comet. Are they similar horses in the way that you have to ride them, or are their good points very different?
They're similar only in color. Teddy is a much bigger horse. Comet is a ham. He loves attention. The bigger the crowd, the better he goes, the easier he is to ride. Teddy would be happy to be sweating away by himself with no one in sight and will always give it 110%, but that sometimes gets in his way. He's a real trier. Comet is the actor in the back room who has to have his Perrier water with the lemon in it just so. Everything's got to be perfect, including on cross-country day, and to be amazing. And Teddy's a bit more of a scrapper, and he's that guy with the cigarettes rolled up in his shirt sleeves out behind the bar. So, very different personalities for sure.
John, up front here, Cheryl.
Andrew, you said your horse was very willing and calm this morning. How hard was it going with it being rather cold and crisp when you went, and what did you do to help get him ready for that?
It felt quite warm and pleasant when I did my test, as I rode him at 7 o'clock this morning, and that felt nippy. I had cold fingers, cold toes. He seemed to go quite happily in it, but it did feel very chilly. So at least when I got on him at 10 o'clock, it felt like the sun was probably a lot warmer than what it was, and I think he perhaps thought the same. So no problem with the temperatures at that time of the morning.
I'd like to actually ask each of you, a lot of these reporters will be going out in just a few moments onto the cross-country course with Derek, and wonder if each of you might make one comment, what you think of the course and maybe any strategic decisions you've made at this point about cross-country. Go ahead, Andrew, you start.
I think Derek's done an unbelievable job. It's very big, but I think it's very, very fair. It's very horse-friendly. All the fences, you have enough time for the horse to sight it and see what it's got to do. There's none of this bending them around a bush or a tree or something and then having a big corner or a skinny smack in front of them. They've got time to see it, which, they are horses after all, and it's the way it should be. And it's a great variety with the sunken roads, the coffins, the undulating bits between other jumps. He's used pretty much everything that you can do, and giving it plenty of size. I think from a rider's perspective, it makes it easier. It gives you something to ride at. You just have to make sure you keep being accurate with it. So I think it's a good test, and I'm very much looking forward to riding it.
Becky, comment?
I'm really glad to hear Andrew say that he thought it was big, because I walked around and was kind of impressed and with just the size of it. It is, I think, a true 4-star track that asks you to call on all your horse's gears, their scope across questions, like for instance the ditch and wall in the infield, or in the far infield by the Land Rover area, and the rollback to the footwork question of the sunken road. I think that's a true question, and comes not very long after a similar one where you open up over an oxer and then have to shorten their step up and have them be brave and on the line through the coffin. And I think all of those things in a row, again, are very horse friendly, but you will sure want to be having a good ride if you're going to keep your horse willing to play through the rest of the course. I think he's been a little kinder to us at the end of the course to help us bring the horses home safely. And I was glad to see the changes at the double brushes at the end of the course. I like the new tables over the ditches. And it's always a pleasure to walk and ride Derek's courses, knowing that if you go out there and put forward a really good ride, that you're going to have a really happy, confident horse at the end of the course.
Shandis?
Well, I'm super glad to hear that both of you think it's big, because as it's my first time, I definitely thought that. But it looks beautiful. I'm excited to go out there. It looks, so well presented and flowing, and I'm just really excited to get out there and ride it because it looks great.
Super. Well, we thank you all for coming today. We congratulate the three of you, and we'll invite you back Saturday. We are now going to let those who are going on the cross-country tour please meet at this door. Scott will go with you. And again, David O'Connor will be speaking in our vendor fair party. He'll be speaking at 5:30. Media are welcome and invited. And we do have